At 7:44 at KNEB, still to come, the birthday calendar, and we'll talk some sports with Rob Harney before the half hour is out. News Extra next. It is brought to you by Gehring Civic Center, and here's Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis, and good morning, everyone. And Nate Lewis is here today as our guest on News Extra. He's the director of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes program here in the area. And boy, we're going to talk about some wonderful sports camps that you have scheduled for this summer. How'd you get all these wonderful coaches and camps scheduled? You must have done a lot of work on this.
We're just really blessed to be a part of an organization that really has a heart for athletes and coaches, and it really reaches out to them. And so it's not something that we just kind of out of the blue ask these guys. I think there's a lot of time that's spent with these guys, really invested in their lives, and just because we care about coaches, we really care about the influence they have in the lives of their kids and what they do as husbands and the influence they have in their communities. And so God just bless us with some great relationships there.
Yeah, just wonderful. All right, let's go through these camps, and the first few of them are in, actually let's just go down the list from the time they start. The first one is June 14th through the 17th.
Yeah, that's our FCA distance running camp, and with all these camps, I'd have to say that really the heart of these camps is to help kids know who Jesus is and what He's done for them, and really then how to compete in view of that. Compete really motivated by what He's done for them. And so that's no different with the FCA distance running camp. We're hoping to hold that at the YMCA campground out by the flooded river out there.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how that goes.
So you have an alternative location?
We're working on that. We're working on it. If anybody has a plan B for me, let me know. No disrespect to the law. We love those guys. So hopefully we'll still be able to host it out there. But that's for kids entering the 9th through 12th grade, and we've got some awesome coaches that are involved with that camp. Jay Dirksen is the head cross-country coach at the University of Nebraska, and Brady Bonzel's the head cross-country coach at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. And then we just have several high school coaches from around the state that have been coaching for years that just really know what they're doing. They're going to really be able to help kids with running, but most importantly to help kids be motivated to run for the right reasons and to run for the glory of God. So the cool thing about all of our camps is just the prices that are involved with those camps are just drastically discounted because of the generous people in our area that give to our FCA banquet every year. If any camp's over $100, it's the price of the camp's cut in half, basically. So for this distance running camp, you get the cost of the camp's $200, but if you're from Western Nebraska, you can go to the camp for $100, and the funds that were raised at the banquet will help cover the rest of the cost of the camp for the kids. So it's an awesome deal, and they'll get some quality coaching and really be impacted by the camp, I believe.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I mean, only $100 for this camp. The normal cost would be $200, and just some great coaches. And then we've also got a wonderful camp coming up June 21st through the 25th. This is the one I think is amazing. The Northern Black Hills Sports Camp up in Spearfish, South Dakota.
Yeah, this is an awesome camp that kids from this area have been going to for years now. So many volunteers, even before I was on staff with FCA, when we first came to town, have really invested in sending kids to this camp for a lot of years now. And the cool thing about this camp, too, is that there's actually bus transportation to the camp and back. And so, from Scotts Bluff, kids can hop on a bus and head up to camp, and they'll drop them off, and they'll pick them up and take them back after the camp's done. And this is actually a camp that we've really been pushing for our junior high kids, especially, to be able to get to this camp. It's open for high school kids as well, but especially for these junior high kids, I'd really encourage them to think about heading up to this camp. There's just so many sports available at this camp up there, and they got a lot of awesome coaches up there as well. But football, volleyball, tennis, soccer, cross country, basketball, golf, swimming, track and field. And the cost of this camp normally is $315, but again, because of the FCA banquet and the work God has done there through people in this area to provide for kids to go to camp during the summer, kids can go to that camp for only $100. And then they would have to pay an additional fee to ride the bus up and back, but that's about it. So
That's pretty amazing. $100 for all week up in Spearfish with the transportation a little bit more, but nevertheless, that's just a wonderful cost. And again, that's this is for 7th through 12th graders, really pushing the junior high kids to get on up there. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great experience for them.
Okay. We got 2 more camps to talk about. We'll do that right after this. Yeah, we got some great stuff here.
It's just the whole idea of the influence of the coach and that.
Yeah, look at the coaches we got in the next one coming up too.
Yes. Even the assistants that are helping.
Yeah. All right, we're here with Nate Lewis. We're talking about FCA Sports Camps this summer. We've outlined a couple of them, and there's 2 more to go. June 23rd through the 25th. Max Out Sports Camp here in Scottsbluff, and this is for kids 9th through 12th grade.
Yeah, you know, one of the things we found, Kevin, is that it's been increasingly difficult to get high school kids to FCA Summer Camps, and a lot of that's just because of the increasing demands on their schedule during their summertime and everything. And so part of what we've done to kind of adjust, like you would in any major sporting contest, and make adjustments, you know, is just to reach out to those kids by making a shorter, more local camp called Max Out Sports Camp. And the heart of that camp is to really help kids understand how they can max out their ability as an athlete through really competing for the glory of God because of what Jesus has done. And you know, this camp is again for kids entering the 9th through 12th grade, and they'll have the opportunity to compete in either football, basketball, volleyball, or speed and agility. And we just again have some tremendous coaches that are going to be helping with this camp as well. Jared Dean's the head football coach at Bridgeport High School. He's going to be heading up football. Brent Bargan, he's the head basketball coach at Chadron State College. Brent's a phenomenal coach. I know for a fact because I've been up there doing chapel services for their basketball team, and he just really knows the game and is a great communicator. And then Craig Shadwinkle, obviously people know Craig from around here at the Garion High School, head volleyball coach, will be heading up volleyball. And then a lot of people know James Buck as well. He's a certified athletic trainer from the rehab center, helps a lot of our area sports teams stay healthy, and he'll be heading up the speed and agility portion of that camp as well. And the cool thing about this camp is only $20 to go, and the rest of the cost is covered again by the funds raised at the FCA banquet.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And if you want to register for that, you go to www.fcamaxout.com. All this information, by the way, that we're going to give you today is on our KNEB website. You just hit the sports page, and look, you'll see it under more sports headlines. Just hit that, and all this information is right there for you, and how to register and all that kind of stuff. All right, July 5th, FCA Tennis Clinic here in Garion.
Yeah, it's again for kids entering the 9th through 12th grade, and I am so blessed to know Kamran Yazgardi. Many people know him from around here. He was here for a year and met his wife and left. But he's one of my best friends. We played doubles together for tennis in college at Hastings College, and just want to ask people to be praying for him. His team's actually heading down to Mobile, Alabama right now to take his team to the national tournament.
That's great.
For the NAIA national tennis tournament down there. His team just won the conference championship for the GPAC tournament. Grant Nagaki from Scottsbluff is actually a part of. So really looking forward to see how they do down there. But Kamran's going to be the head coach for our FCA Tennis Clinic on July 5th in Garion, and the cost of that's only $15. And again, we'll be teaching kids just about what it looks like to really honor and glorify God because of what Jesus has done through tennis. So it's a blast of a time. Kamran's a fun guy to be around, and kids are going to learn a lot of really important stuff too. So.
So these are all just wonderful sports camps. Again, you can get all the information. You can log on to www.fcacamps.org, or you can log on to fcamaxout.com for that Max Out Sports Camp, or you can go to www.nebraskafca.org, or you can simply look at our webpage and get all the information, or Nate, they can call you, I suppose? Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, and my number's 308-672-6953. Email works for me too, nlewis@fca.org. all that stuff can be found on our NebraskaFCA.org website. Again, the easiest way probably would just be to go to the KNEB site and look everything up, and I really appreciate everybody at KNEB being so supportive of what we're doing with our camps this summer.
You bet, no problem. Yeah, some great camps. You've done a super job.
Praise the Lord, I appreciate it.
You really do. You really have. All right, Nate Lewis here. We appreciate him coming in to talk about FCA camps this morning. All right. Good job, bud.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate having me in.
Good job.